Eleanor Williams, but I go by Tammy. I prefer Tammy. I have two daughters, Adriana, who's in Los Angeles, and Emily, who went on the internship. She's currently finishing up in North Carolina. I live in Williamsburg, Virginia, and getting ready to figure out where next I'm going to be living. Having born in Jamaica, lived in America, Spain, and England, and then back to America. So that's about me. Emily, she's an elementary education major, but with huge feelings to work and teach abroad. And she did internship in South Africa, or study abroad in South Africa. And having grown up in different countries, she would really like to do that sort of thing. So she was the one who did the research and came up with the idea, came up with the group. I had no real contact with the intern group until just before she left, because one of the things I did say to him, I said, I just need, as a mother, I need to feel safe. I trust you and your judgment, blah, 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 but I just kind of need to feel, I'd like to know a little bit more about who I'm passing you off to, even though I know, you're a traveler and you're aware of situations. I was very nervous, to be honest, about having her go to Colombia. And it was when Emily came, and she was nervous too, because Colombia was suggested to her by the group. And it's when the lady who really sat down with her on, I guess it was Skype, and explained to her what Colombia was all about and what it was not about. When I say not about, the perception that we have had about Colombia being a drug-ridden, cartel-operated country, which it had in its past, but not so much, not at all that I saw, at least now. The thing that got me with Colombia is when I said, okay, maybe I can deal with Colombia, and then Emily said Medellin. I'm like, oh Lord. If there's one city everybody knows about, it's Medellin, because it has a very bad reputation. And then I did Emily gave me all the links, and all the websites and stuff look good. I liked how they look. And then I just suddenly realized that I don't see how an organization that seems to be as upstanding as this one is would send someone into a danger zone, so to speak. It would do them no good whatsoever. And that's one, between me coming to that realization and Emily giving the feedback from her contact, it really, really, really put my mind at ease with the whole situation. I was very happy with the way everything was handled. I appreciated the preparation they not only gave Emily, but they gave me as a parent, and it was very comforting. And the big plus for me was the 24/7 contact. That was huge. Knowing that, that Emily might have, she had housemates and she had the intern, the actual organization she went to work for, but there was someone sort of like in the background watching over her who was available 24/7. And in fact, Emily, due to an illness, had to reach out to them, and it was within hours everything was resolved. So that, as a parent, from a parent's perspective, is enormous. She wanted to be safe just as much as I wanted her to be safe, and the contact, and the fact that if you didn't like where you were, or if the internship, the actual group you were assigned to wasn't working out, there seemed to be a recourse. It wasn't as if, well, babe, you paid your money and you're stuck there for X amount of time.
Right.
And that was another. I said, suppose you want to come back. I want to be able to bring you back at a moment's notice if it's horrible. And, there were ways to work with that, and that's huge. I think it was worthwhile because on many levels, and I think going back to what you asked me about, was I comfortable sending it to Colombia? I'm pretty sure that neither she nor I, because I went to visit her, we went back after she left. I don't think I would ever, or she would ever have the pleasure of experiencing Colombia if it weren't for this. It definitely wasn't on our radar, the country. And now that I know a little bit more about it and have met people down there, it just would have been extremely sad not to. So I'm very, very happy. She fell in love with the people she was working with, and she fell in love with the children that she was working with. And it really, one of the plus sides is that this trip cemented her decision of what she wanted to do with her life, and it just made it clearer that she was on the right path. And that she came back in August, and we went down together in October for a little over about 10 days. And what made it more special was to see a new world, for me to see a new world through my daughter's eyes and through my daughter's actions. Everything, everywhere we went, everybody we met, were because of her. And that is, I'm saying, in a positive way. We were greeted with totally and utterly open arms. Wow, you're Emily's mother? I mean, literally embrazo, you know? I mean, literally embraced, physically and verbally, and it was magical. It's not something I would trade. And I'm so glad she went to Colombia, because I would go back. I'd love to go back and visit. She worked with new group, I think it's about 9 years, but they work mostly with children foster children who've been removed, in homes. So she'd go with him and help teach, play, go on, help organize field trips, situations such, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then in the office, they had like an office manager, so Emily mostly did field work, which is what her forte is. It really reaffirmed that she's on the right path as to what she wants to do professionally and with her life, working in education in some capacity, especially with children who don't have access or means to what they should have. And what is their human right is an education, a valid, available education. Interning abroad, I wish more people did it, because I think it's hugely important.